I did it. It's all right.
Good, I could be quick.
Oh wait, I forgot I detached the intro.
I think we're live.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Yo. Wait, I forgot I did that.
I was like, wait, we're live? Hell.
Wait, hold
We're
on.
live. We're
Pretend
doing
that
it
y'all
live.
didn't see that. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Silent Podcast, the place where everything but silent. I forgot that I detached the intro, so my bad. But
Oops.
We're here on a random Monday to talk Big Brother because we were not live on Friday. Hope you guys are having a good time. I'm here with the crew as usual. Katie, what's going on?
Not much. How are you guys?
Here, man. You know, Big Brother. There you go. We're also here with Chanelle. Chanelle, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? Happy to be here on this Monday.
Awesome. Janelle's internet is out, so she will not be with us tonight, but shout out to
in
Janelle.
Spirit.
Yes,
In spirit.
here.
She's here. If you like our podcast, please like, comment, subscribe. I was actually happy. There was a couple people who reached out on Twitter and were like, "Are you guys going live on Friday?" And I was like, I didn't think I had to make an update, but now so, you know, we were not live. But thank you guys for tapping in and stuff. But we're here to talk. Technically, like 2 weeks of Big Brother, but like we're just going to do our ranking and like cover everyone's game because we weren't here last week. It's hard to say if there was much movement at all. So, you know, I'm sure this will be pretty speedy. But, I mean, we can start you, Chanelle. How do you feel about who ended up leaving? Rome. How did you feel about his exit?
I mean, it was expected. I feel like the plan went they went according to plan for that side. There wasn't really any adversity for them because I feel like with 3, like it's so hard to like twist, you know, a plan or like, you know, throw a wrench into it. So it's just like, oh, okay, wow, womp womp. Like there he goes. So I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. I want some twists, even though it's the second week already, but it is what it is.
How about you, Katie?
Yeah, I guess we haven't really all gotten together and talked since the nomination ceremony.
No.
We did. We talked that
was
Friday,
on
but
Monday.
I guess we didn't talk about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually disappointed. I wasn't rooting for Rome at all, but we need a little bit of, you know, adversity for the icons or whatever we're calling them in the house. You know, I think obviously they're going to get those fan votes. Obviously they're, you know, if they win that comp, they're going to get the power. So I think Rome was the best suited in the house to be able to kind of like form a coalition. Right now they're all just scattered. So, you know, I think it was disappointing. I think not a hot take, hopefully, but I think the wrong half of the showmance left. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see where the rest of the week and the rest of the season goes. But that was, I think, one of the defining blows early this season that's going to set us up for maybe something that's not going to be as fun to watch. I wasn't worried about it, and now I'm worried about it.
You know, I don't think I was necessarily worried about it until I got word on who ended up winning the Diamond Power Veto Advantage, which is Rick Devens. And I'm not going to say rigged. I'm not going to say rigged at all. But, like, you know, I feel like this is another situation of production almost shooting themselves in the foot a little bit where it's like, let's give the first HOH to one of the returnees. Now, Angela's going to win the fan vote. Obviously, it's kind of like how Alyssa Riley had the MVP vote and she kept winning it every week. And then obviously, if Angela can't win it, now it's going to be Devens. And if I had to go and assume who's going to win it next week, it's probably going to be D. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just kind of like, what are we doing here? Because now it's a situation where if anyone did want to kind of make a move, like we keep seeing like Barrett on the show talk about wanting to do something, you know, obviously Jason wants to do something, or anyone growing any type of balls wanting to do something. Lo and behold, there's a Diamond Power Veto waiting right for them to smack them in the face, you know, so it is kind of annoying, you know, but I don't know why they would bring back a Diamond Power Veto or a coup d'etat ever, but they decided to do it. So here we are. Go ahead, Katie.
I missed Unlocked on Friday, and I
Yeah.
know they unveiled the powers. So coup d'etat's back officially.
No, I'm just talking coup d'etat
Oh.
and Diamond Power Veto are two of the most overpowered like
Yes.
advantages
Yeah.
in Big Brother. So I said I was shocked that they brought either one. I mean,
Mhm,
they
mhm.
consider bringing
I
this
see, I
back,
see, I
but
see.
you know what are you gonna do? So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you say you're not going to say rigged, but like maybe it's not intentionally rigged, but it is
Yeah.
rigged. Like
It
it's
feels like
people
it,
are coming into the house with a predetermined fan base. They're going to win the fan votes. So, and especially when you're going to put like the most overpowered powers at the beginning, you're inherently just like giving them to the vets or the icons and ensuring that they stay for at least until jury, right? Like
Yeah.
it just feels, I don't know. Obviously, they're all going to work together. Obviously, people are going to want to work with them because they have power and they have influence in the house. And it's just setting us up for an unfortunate steamroll, it feels like, especially because I feel like the other side of the house, if there even is another side of the house, is not, they're just not getting it together. They're putting up no opposition. So it's almost like we just have to watch it all play out and happen.
Yeah, it feels like no gameplay on the other side.
Mhm.
Like it's not even like watching the episode yesterday where Mallory's like, oh my gosh, it's not like they haven't had to feel anything, blah 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 blah. I was like, okay, but what are you doing to like what are you doing to fight them, you know?
Combat,
like
yeah.
you're just giving up your game. Oh, I would put up this person, I'd put up this, but what
Right.
are you doing? Why? You know he's working with them. Like, are you even playing at this point? Like, I want a little more fight, even if you're down. Like, do what you can to convince the other side. That's how some people have won when they're in, have a disadvantage. So I just want a little more fight in the other side, and that's why I miss Rome already for that
Right.
reason. Again, I'm on the same boat as you, Katie. I wasn't rooting for him at all, but I was rooting for his chaos. So, and I'm rooting for Jason's chaos also.
Same.
So it's just like, if that's gone so early, I'm going to be so upset.
And this is kind of why preseason I was like, I don't want any like recognizable figures to come in the house because I just seen the show before, and like I just know how this is. Now, granted, hot take, I don't know if this is such a clear-cut path for the Survivor Coalition plus Angela that everyone thinks it is. Like, obviously, they have a really good path just to make jury like easily. I don't necessarily think that the win is like as locked in as people are making it seem. Obviously, like it looks like that because it's like week 3, but I think the people that they're working with are honestly just working with them as closely as they are because it benefits them, and it's almost like a reverse shield. Like I think we'll get to it during the rankings, but I think the way D-Rick and Angela are looking at someone like Kamu, Haley, and Chuck, I think you can say the same thing the other way around. And then throw Barrett and Drew in a mix. It's almost like everyone's kind of just in that toolshed alliance, like looking at each other like a shield at this point. So never say never, honestly. Like I think that we still have a whole season to go. I think a lot of people kind of gave up already. It's annoying. Obviously, it's slow, but I do see the makeup of the game being kind of interesting towards the end portion of the season. So we'll see how that is. But that's just me.
Should we talk about the tea party before we talk about rankings, or should we do it in the rankings?
Where do we have you know what? How about this? We can do it in the rankings because Jason was bottom of the barrel last time we ranked, so we can start off with him. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. All right. All right, so last time we ranked, Jason was the bottom, D was the top. In Rome, who we had towards the bottom, did get eliminated, so we were spot on, But sure, Katie, you can start it off. So obviously, Jason has had a pretty eventful week already. Obviously, we have Rome, who said that he was not going to put him on the block. Obviously, he was trying to do a backdoor, and Jason woke the house up yesterday. But I'm not sure if it was as effective as he thought it was. So
well, it was Kamu, really, who started this whole thing.
I said Rome, Kamu. Yeah.
Well, yeah, for Kamu, I don't know. I need to hear a little bit more from these players in the house to really understand, like, D and Devins allowed it to happen because they wanted him to blow up his game. They seem to think that he did blow up his game, which I don't know. I think the rest of the house is so, I don't know where their heads are. They're so sort of like blinded. Other than Barrett and Drew, I just don't feel like they're mentally even like checked in. But Jason, first of all, shout out to Jason, because this was such like a gross, icky feeling where they get together for this tea party that Mallory was so excited about, and everybody's having such a good time. Jason was getting ready, was excited to put it all together. And then, for Kamu to come at Jason for literally only playing the game of Big Brother. Like, Jason didn't do anything wrong in anything that Kamu said or shared as he was trying to expose him. He's playing the game of Big Brother. His number one ally left the house last week. He's trying to get it together. He's trying to find people to work with. And Kamu Kirk is targeting the only queer person in the house, putting him on blast in front of the entire house, ostracizing him. Everybody in the house then sits there in silence, only for playing the game of Big Brother. Would he have done that to anybody else? Would he have done that to a Drew? Would he have done that to a Barrett? Would he have done that to a Chuck? No, he wouldn't have. Maybe he would have done it to a Lala. Maybe he would have done it to a Taylor, and he's doing it to a Jason. But I think those are the three that would have gotten that treatment from Kamu for very obvious reasons. Kamu specifically because he's queer. But I do think, Jason crushed it and held such great composure in that whole situation and just like murdered Kamu with words. My bigger issue, not bigger, but equally as big issue, is how the rest of the house guests handled that whole situation and got up, left him sitting there. Everybody sunk into their chairs like they've never seen anything like this before. And it's just like, I see all the discourse online. I'm seeing everybody saying, oh, I don't want this to like impact my game. I see some losers from Big Brother 21 on the internet too, posting, well, there are real game repercussions. Yeah, okay, that's great. But it doesn't take it's not a negative game move to go check on someone and see if they're okay. It's not a game move to leave someone sitting in a chair by themselves while you all just walk around them for like 10 straight minutes. And fine if you want to use that as a reason, but it's also like, okay, Kamu can't put everybody up on the block. If one person said something and then maybe another person says something and then another person says something and Jason's the target, Kamu's still going to put Jason on the block. So what is the harm in you actually speaking up and saying something? He's about to use the last bit of his power tomorrow at the renom ceremony, which is now today, and put up Jason. So why can't you say a word? He can't put up everyone, and he's going to put up Jason because he doesn't want Jason to stay in the house. Like, let's all use our logic and just, I don't know. We're all adults. Everybody in that room is an adult. It's just like embarrassing that, I don't know. The whole thing was embarrassing and gross, but I do have to give Jason also props for banging that tea kettle all day today. It was wonderful. Calling Kamu queen of the tea party. Let's go, girl. I just love it. I love it. I love it. And you could tell it got under Kamu's skin so bad. I hope that these house guests wake up and realize the best thing they could possibly do for their game is keep Jason in the house as a shield and as someone to go after Kamu if they really do want to go after the red corner. I don't think they're going to, unfortunately. And I think Jason has to stay in D, but just like shout out to Jason. I feel for him. I saw Taylor's post saying, that was like re-traumatizing from some of her experiences. It's just like this cast is kind of giving. I've been saying Big Brother 21. I've seen Big Brother 19 comparisons out there. It's just like not it for me when people act like that in the house. It's like, I don't know, grow a pair and be a human. Not everything has to be about game.
Yeah. I feel like you said everything I would want to say about it, Katie. I don't know. It's just like I get like the whole game perspective. Well, I don't want to throw my get, but at the same time, you have to like, you can't just like let someone bash someone. There's pure prejudice here. Like, let's be real. Like, let's just not, sweep it under the rug. But it's just like, yeah, the cast is so weak. Like the cast is, that's exactly what I wanted to say is, yeah, it's just, you're just sitting there and it's just, you're just being steamrolled. And if you're like like the Drew and the Barrett situation, I'm like, y'all are just there to be numbers. You're not there to play a game. You need to flip at this point. You're giving too much power to the other side. And if you keep letting them have this power, then you're just gonna be swept under the rug eventually. So it's just like, stand up, like be a human, stand up. Also at the same time, get some power from the other side and just like don't let it happen. But I don't know.
I mean, I do think for some, very, very high highlighting in bold letter some players, it benefits them for like staying silent. But I do agree with Katie with saying that on the human element you can check on somebody. I do agree with that. Like there's been plenty of good players who like mind their business during fights and stuff, but like you still check on someone, make sure they're okay, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, when I say some, like I actually do think players like Barrett and Drew, like they actually benefit from minding their business.
I agree
But I'm really looking at like Lala, Taylor, Mallory,
Lyric has
Josh,
the veto. You're safe.
Melody.
This is your friend.
Yeah,
say something.
Like, or even put the friendship out of the way and put the human element out the way as a game player. I feel like right when the fight's over, you guys need to form some kind of resistance or something, and we'll get to them when we get to them. But like I do feel like these players who are kind of like shutting up and staying silent, like when these people are gone, like you guys need to like actually like form something, start playing the game, because I think Jason said something I do agree with. When he's gone, you guys are next, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like, he's buying you maybe one week of safety, and if he wins blockbuster, obviously, like then you're next. I'm being so honest. So I do agree with a lot of what you guys are saying. Jason as a player is in some deep doo-doo, obviously, and I think Jason is in a win now win out situation until he can find some ground. Because honestly, unless he wins a HOH, I don't see it for him right now. Like, let's say devil's advocate, he survives this week because of the blockbuster. I can see him going up as an easy nomination for quite literally every single person on the board. And I mean, to be honest with you, I would do the same thing. Jason's such an easy nomination. It keeps blood off your hands. You know what I'm saying? But Jason needs to win an HOH pretty badly. It actually made me happy when I saw Barrett and Drew actually want Jason to win HOH just so that he can get the blood on the hands for him.
Exactly. That's why it's the best strategy to keep him in the house.
Yeah.
He would do the dirty work.
I generally think if Jason has an opportunity to win, they would throw it to him. Maybe I think people just want Jason to win HOH and his game would flip upside down. But until that happens, I don't see him raising. I think he is a goner if he ever loses any of these competitions. And I mean, I don't know if you guys disagree with that, but he's in a comp out situation right now until he gets an HOH.
Absolutely. I think I'm, and maybe there's a comeback there. Like I've seen it happen. Like I've seen it where they've just been like totally down. I can't give an example now, but like where they've been
Taylor.
Like, literally Taylor. Yeah. They've been down at the bottom. Taylor. Oh my God. Best example where they've literally been down and then they come back and then they just like kind of lay low later on and sail on to the end. So it's just like, it could happen. If he wins the blockbuster and then an HOH, I will literally sweep. Like I will be jumping for joy because we need this so bad to turn around this will turn around the season 100%.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Oh, thank you. We are with you. We still like chaos.
Oh no, I want the chaos. Oh no, we're here for the chaos. We just thought this was really icky, honestly. Like it was just really hard watch, honestly.
I think what I don't like, and like we saw it happen to Taylor, and I'm not equating these two things as the same. Taylor, I think at the beginning was dealing with a lot more than what Jason has dealt with this season thus far, and it was much more blatant and obvious. But what is gross is when people are finding reasons based on who a person is to target them, which is very clearly exactly what Kamu did to Jason. I don't think he would have done this to a Mallory. I don't think he would have done this to a Melody or a Lyric or, Haley's his ally, but whatever. Like, it's very obvious why he did that. And I think, I also blame production because one, they got rid of the 50-50 rule. And they also, every season, they cast one gay or queer person. That's it. No one else. Like they're alone on an island in the house. And then Jason should have been introduced as an icon. I don't know why he was the only reality casting that was not brought in as a reality icon, because that would have set him up totally differently than he's set up in the house now. And I just don't understand why cast someone from Drag Race if you're not going to bring them in as somebody from Drag Race? You're benefiting off the Drag Race fans. You're benefiting off the Drag Race votes and the discourse online. Why not put him as an icon? Two survivors never played Big Brother before, but you put them as icons, so it just doesn't make sense. And I feel like it put Jason at a disadvantage.
Yeah, weird.
I feel like they were just like only people who played in like CBS related things. Because obviously he played that. I know Drew and Lyric are like far from icon status, obviously, but like Drew played in Beast Games. Lyric did American Idol. It's like the line was very blurry, I feel like, when they were doing that. So
well, RuPaul is what? I don't.
RuPaul's pretty big.
Yeah, but like what?
Big,
what?
I think they're Paramount. I think that's Viacom.
Yeah, it is Paramount now.
So same parent company.
Yeah, honestly, maybe Jason didn't want to come on.
Yeah,
being known to be in a show. Maybe he asked not to be. Maybe he's just like, I just want to strictly play Big Brother, you know?
Right.
I don't think Jason knew that there would be 3 other icon players. Like, you know, if it was just him with a bunch of newbies, it's a little different. But all right, so let's move on because we you know, there's plenty else to talk about. I don't know much about this person. I have not really been following Yash's week. Is there any insight on what Yash is doing in the game right now?
No, he's an instant feed killer for me, to be honest with you. Like he's just there. I don't know that I would plan his funeral because he seems to be fine. He's hanging out with the bros, broing down. He's in the Dapper something alliance. I don't remember what they're called. But like no one's coming for Yash. He's chilling. He's there. Bad. He's fine. Maybe he could be like an easy replacement nom, depending on who wins future HOH. But I don't think he would be anybody's initial nom, and I don't even think he would be a target. So I don't think he's playing a good game, but I think he's benefiting from the game that's being played around him.
Yeah,
and that at least puts him in a C.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. He's laying low.
There you go. Gosh. All right. Let's talk about Melody a little bit because obviously I think her connection with Drew, not only in the feeds, but is making its way on the show. I do think this is purely like a game connection, obviously. Like I know they're shippers and stuff, but like they're just flirting and then like that's it. I actually still see like potential in her. If she ever gets into like a situation where she can make a decision. Again, it's just been the same group of people winning every week. But I think her connection with Drew is like starting to like really threaten players like Angela D in Devon's. And it could be honestly the demise to her game if another side can't win HOH. Like if I give her 2 max 3 weeks in this house left. If that side keeps winning competitions the way it has been, you know, so I am afraid for her a little bit. I would love to see an opportunity for her and some new allies. I can see her, Drew, and Barrett making something. Like I can see a lot of possibilities for her. She just needs to be in a position of power.
Yeah, I think she's fine where she is on it. Yeah, I know she's not a nom, but I know she's like, out of the people on the other side who could be nominated, I feel like she's like up there. I think they're just cycling through like Lyric, Lala, Mallory, Mellet. Like it's just like it's just going to be those people like for weeks and weeks on end at this point. It's just a matter of time before she gets voted out. She almost got voted out last week. It just didn't work out in the order of things. I think wasn't she not the one that was going to be voted out if they didn't get rid of get Rome up there?
Yeah, they were.
I think it was Jason. If he was,
are you sure? I remember they were talking about doing.
I heard Melody. Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought Jason was the backup. If he didn't win Blockbuster, like if Rome won Blockbuster,
it could have been. It definitely could have been.
I don't know.
Well, she was in talks along with Jason, so it's like that means you're like right behind. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed, honestly, in Mallory. I think she has good game sense, but she's not doing anything with it, and. I don't know. I worry. It's like the relationship between her and Drew, I think, is also becoming a negative for Drew. And, you know, at first it was just Angela, and then it was Angela and Dee who don't trust Drew. But now I think there's like open questions about everybody or from everybody in like the tool shed, other than probably Barrett, about Drew because of his relationship with Melody. So I think even just to like solidify Drew or weaken Drew a little bit more in the future, she could be put up on the block and sent home if they want to keep Drew around and just weaken him. I don't think she's making a ton of great allies. Like, I would love to see her, put her thinking cap on and get the whole other side of the house together, but they're not really doing anything. They're just there letting everything happen around them. And it's like, this is the time where you need to be solidifying something in the game, and they're just doing nothing. So I'm disappointed. I think she has the sense to play. I was disappointed in her when she got put up as the replacement nom, and Devins was really talking to her, and she just like gave up. She could have had a chance to really fight and push and make sure she didn't go up on the block or do everything she could. And instead she was just like, yeah, I mean, if you need to put me up, like, it's not going to be a deal breaker. Like, it's like fine. And I'm like, no, it's not fine. It should never be fine. It should never be fine. I don't know that she's not on the block. So I don't know that I would say I'm planning her funeral, but I think she's definitely playing a worse game than Yash.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm down for bottom C.
Sure. Like I said, I feel like she's one of those players that it needs some kind of like the other side that's not the tool shed needs to win an HOH to like kind of wake her up a little bit. But what are you gonna do? Let's get to Lyric. Katie, how do you feel about Lyric?
I don't feel about Lyric. Like I said, I wish that she was the one who left last week. I as somebody, not to go back to the Jason thing, but like, you're safe. You're sitting there with the veto. This is your friend, regardless if he's your game ally. This is your friend, and she sat there with the hat over her face, sinking into the couch like such a. I can't. So she won veto. She saved herself. I don't know that she would have gone home anyway. I don't know where the votes are really going to land anyway if the noms stayed the same. But yeah, I mean, I would put her in C, I guess. She's like playing.
I was going to say that, so yeah.
Yeah, she's trying. Yeah.
Like I do see an opportunity opening up for her at some point now that she's detached from Rome, and I don't think she's a good liar. I think a lot of people clock her crap a lot, but I do still see something. I don't know what that is. Again, just like I said with Melody, it's going to take the non-tool shed people to win an HOH for something to happen. But it seems like at least like Rick is semi-open to working with her. It seems like Kamu likes her. It seems like
privilege.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, she seems well liked in the house, so that's a good thing. I just don't really see anything changing for her yet until someone else wins an HOH. And it's unfortunate. I feel like I'm going to say that for a lot of these players, but I think her in Melody specifically, in Jason, I feel the strongest about. And honestly, when we get to them as well, Drew and Barrett possibly as well, but we'll talk about them when we get there. I will raise her up. And
I'd be interested to see what she does if she won HOH.
I agree. I think she'd actually Yash, right here. Yeah, I was going to say that.
But she won veto, so she should be above them.
Yeah.
So.
Honestly, she's going to be above a couple of these people when we get to them.
I agree.
Okay, let's talk about Mallory. Chanelle, how you feel about Mallory?
Girl, what you doing? What you doing? My gosh, I'm planning this girl's funeral because I feel like she's a lot of talk, but not a lot of thinking up there, just giving Kamu your game. Like, yeah, I'm gonna put up these people, but you can't tell anybody. You're working. He's obviously working with them. Like, why would you spill like that? Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of moping around, which, I mean, I guess she wanted to play Big Brother and it's not going as she planned. I might be moping around too. But yeah, I don't really know what the strategy is there. I don't really know what's going on. I think she's actually very intelligent and could win, especially like puzzle competition. She seems pretty fit as well too. So it's just like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and start talking, start convincing people. Like, I think the thing that's like making me mad about this season is like I've watching some other seasons, like everyone is just constantly playing no matter what. And that's why it's not always a steamroll all the time. Like, you need to play, you need to break into there, you need to convince people that their alliance is not for them and you should be working with them, but you're just kind of sitting there and letting it happen. So it's just like, I'm really sad about it.
I don't necessarily agree with that fully. I think we've been spoiled from the last 2, maybe 3 seasons of steamrolling this, which has been like a breath of fresh air. But
Yeah.
this season really gives like BB23 and down, or honestly, I mean, you can even say BB24 and down, where BB24 we had the leftovers, BB23 we had the cookout, the one before that it was Cody's Alliance, and the one before that it was Grateful, the one before that it was Paul's like I'm used to this, unfortunately.
I know, that's why I'm sick of it. That's what I'm not saying that it's not a norm, but I don't want it to be. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be.
I feel like we were getting away from this, and I think to give them credit, I think Dee and Rick came in here and did some Survivor voting blockness.
Yes.
And they surrounded themselves by 2 alliances that basically came to a pack. So, I mean, it's a very strong way to build this alliance, but it's just for the early portion of the game, it really just makes it so slow because you can kind of tell the makeup of the jury, and it's only week 3. You know,
it feels like it's been weeks. It feels like it's been weeks, but I can't, like, I agree. I can't also blame them because you have some 3 powerhouses coming into the game or, you know, favorites coming into the game that you're just like, people are obviously going to be attracted to and you know, work with immediately. So, you know, you can't necessarily blame the shift that happened here, but at the same time, that wouldn't deter me as much. But yeah, it's just, I feel bad for Mallory, like, because she went up the first week and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just want a little bit more push from it because I feel like she's just gonna go at this point. She's just gonna be a block star. Every week.
Yeah, they've already been talking about like if she's still there next week, she'll be up again.
Exactly. It's already discussed.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 2 things. And one, I would drop her because at least with like Lyric, Yash, and Melody, there's either like some kind of promise or some sort of longevity. In Yash's case, I don't really see it from Mallory right now. Even if like there was a power shift, I don't think she would really be included or heavily involved, to be honest with you. I would drop her down to D, and it'll be like
Jason wins the blockbuster, she's probably going home.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't see it for her.
Everybody is leaning toward her, specifically to like weaken Drew and Barrett.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's really a great shot that she's going to stick around.
But just something that also came to my mind with what you said, Chanelle. I was also, even though I love the blockbuster and I'm glad they're doing it, and I honestly would want to see them do it maybe one more time. This really reminds me of like in Big Brother 16 they did Battle of the Block, and you know, I think Derek found a cheat code, but like there was still like some optimism there. But then with this, I mean, but afterwards in BB17, Vanessa came in and almost perfected Derek's idea of like easy backdooring people, because you could just throw 3 people, one person's going to be auto safe out of the 3 of them, and then, you know, it was so easy. I think this season almost like perfected the blockbuster almost, because now they're like, all right, it's cool, we're not going to put the person we want on the block, then, you know, throw them up as a backdoor, hopefully they don't win the blockbuster. It's like, it's basically the battle of the block, but giving the 3rd nominee an opportunity to save themselves, which I do like, actually, because, you know, Jason possibly would have went home if it wasn't for that. But I'm starting to see Rick and Dee really like perfected, which is killing me, but I don't hate blockbuster. I still think that there's a lot of potential here. So sorry, I don't know why I felt like I would have forgot that if I didn't say that. All right, let's move on to the next person. Katie, how do you feel about Taylor?
I like Taylor. I actually like, she's almost like, not to insult her, similar to Yash in a way, because, you know, she's not getting in the fray of things. She did, I think I missed it live, but I know she had a pretty decent game talk with Kamu the other day and kind of like clocked what was going on in the house. So she's paying attention. I like that she's not actively, for her, I think it's a benefit that she's not actively going hard and playing, because I think she will be able to softly land after something cracks in between, either the red corner and the crossovers, or if it's just like the other, I don't know, whoever it is. But I think Taylor is slowly but surely improving. I think I just worry that she could just be like easy block fodder and end up going home if the votes don't go the right way, because she doesn't have like as close relationships. I have not been following the through line here of like this fake alliance between Angela, Haley. I don't know who it even is. Angela, Taylor, Lala, whatever. That's fake. I have not been following this. So if anybody knows what that is, like maybe that changes things. But I don't know. I think Taylor's doing pretty well. I would leave her in C. Maybe even like right where she is for now. But I could see other people going below her. So she like moves up automatically.
She can be C for now. But I'm in the least rude way possible. I just don't see it for Taylor at all this season. And my biggest fear is that, and it's not necessarily bad, because I mean, I don't see like Chuck or Kamu or Haley really like truly working with her. But I can see her easily targeting that group if she got an HOH. And maybe that's not necessarily bad, but I just need someone to take a shot at D and Rick and Angela. But then again, they don't know that there's a dime power veto, whatever. I can see Taylor taking a shot at the Chuck in Kamu of it all, but I just don't know if she has enough game sense to recognize who the real threats are in his house. And that worries me. And I feel the same for Lala as well. So I really need her to like talk to more people, open her horizons. I mean, it's a two-way street. I get it, but like, you're not really in a position to like be passive right now. Yeah, so she worries me, but not enough to like drop her to D. I would drop her under a couple of people in C right now, though. I will be honest, but that's just me.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing as you, Isaiah, in terms of like, I feel like she just doesn't like realize that there's like this trouble in the house, or that there's these like big players. She's just kind of like nonchalantly like talking to like, she's improving in the sense that she's talking to people and like communicating and whatever, and people are like telling her things, but she's just like nonchalant about it. Like, she's not using it for anything. I don't think she'd use it for anything. I don't even think, you said like HOH, like she'd probably I don't think she would. I don't think she'd take the shot. I really don't think she would take the shot. Like, prove me wrong. I hope that she could prove me wrong, but I just like, I don't think she's like she has that like game sense in her at the moment.
I mean, I'm gonna be so honest. I feel like even if like the main reason I want her to wake it up, if there was specifically a convo with Angela and D, where they're like, Taylor has like winner written all over, and like obviously the past few seasons there's been a lot of black women winning. Obviously, Ashley, Taylor, so she's the young black woman in the house. She obviously, I'm gonna be so honest, if she somehow finds her way to the finale, I wouldn't be shocked if she won, because she doesn't have a bunch of enemies. So like, they're not necessarily wrong, but I don't think Taylor's like doing things actively to really be a threat, which is like good and bad. Like, it's really weird. Like, she does need to like play the game, because her being passive is not going to help her, because she's already a threat naturally because of who she is. I'm gonna just be so honest. Like, black women have been winning a lot. So like, you're already like in danger just naturally. So it's like, you need to do something. Like, you can't just be talking to Lala. And I'm gonna get to Lala in a second, because I actually think Lala's playing terribly. But Taylor, like, you need to like I think honestly, the best thing for Taylor's game would be Lala to get eliminated. I'm gonna just be so real, and it sucks to say that, but if Lala's going, and maybe even Jason, I think it would open up a lot of the opportunities for her, because she would be forced to talk to somebody else. But until that happens, like, she has no chance of winning. I'm gonna be so honest, because D and Angela are not gonna let her win. I'm gonna be real. I don't think Haley's gonna let her win. I don't think a lot of
people we know Haley's not gonna let her win.
Absolutely not.
So that's how I'm feeling. I would drop her under Yash, because I do think Yash has more longevity than her, but I do think that she's more like than Melody. So that's how I'm feeling. I don't know about you guys, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair for her. I was encouraged by it, and again, I didn't see it live, but like she had a good game talk with Kamu. Like she's seeing what's going on in the house. Like she is playing. I know there's a lot of comparisons to Ashley, but I feel like she is playing a good like version of Ashley's game where she could wake it up in the second half if she sticks around longer. Like at this point last year, everybody thought Ashley was going to be out of the house and like a non-factor, and she ended up winning the game. So anything could happen. I'm not saying that I think Ashley had a good game sense for sure. Obviously, I was rooting for her to win. I think Taylor, I don't want to say is smarter than Ashley, but just has like different sense than Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm fine putting her behind Yash. I think Yash is going to be there longer than her, unfortunately.
I also forgot to mention Chuck also does not want her there. So there you go.
Yeah, also that.
Such a loser.
There you go. I remember like pressing like Janelle like last time. I was like, why don't you like Chuck? She can give you an answer. I see it now. You're good. I got you. All right. Anyway, Chanelle, how do you feel about Lala's game right now?
Terrible. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. And this sucks because she's on my team. So I have just two people who I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Like, there's just too much emotion there. Like, we're playing Big Brother. Okay. Like, I don't know what you expected. What game? Yeah, that's absolutely correct. I don't know anymore, like where she's going or where she's coming from. Like, I don't know. Like, I think I'm planning her funeral, honestly. Like, she's gonna go any week now. Like, I think out of the people that they put up on the block, like she's down there as the person who's gonna go, because if they get rid of Jason, it's just picking off people at that point, and she's just gonna be picked off, especially since like Chuck and Haley are there, so they're just gonna be like, we're pushing for Lala. They've been pushing for Lala forever, so I feel like I think she'll actually go before. Well, maybe she'll go before Mallory. I don't know, but I think she's definitely B tier.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I give her props at least for like speaking yesterday, but I don't know if it helped her at all. I mean, I just don't think she's playing the game. Like,
no,
she's there, she's cooking, she's like, you know,
she's on vacation.
Complaining. She's on vacation for sure. And she's like complaining. I mean, this is everybody's biggest issue with her, is that she's like a bad roommate and she's annoying. It's not even like a game thing. It's just like they're just annoyed by her because she's owning the kitchen or whatever. And yeah, I see Moses in the chat saying secondhand embarrassment watching Lala ask questions at the tea party. Like, it was so over. And then she just kept coming back and was like, I have another question. But she's right. I mean, her points were correct. Isn't Jason just playing Big Brother the same way you are playing Big Brother? And like, yeah, so you can bounce checks in the Big Brother house, as our podcast is named. But I just don't, it didn't land because she doesn't have any influence on anyone. Like, it didn't help anything. I wouldn't be surprised if she ended up leaving, but I do think Mallory might go before her, only because of like the Drew Barrett connection. And like Drew's fighting pretty hard, or was at least yesterday, for her not to go. So I think just given everybody's seemingly lack of trust for Drew at the moment, I think they might just get her because of that. But I mean, there's a very good chance Lala could leave this week. And if not, she'll probably leave next week. She's not winning any comps. She's not talking game.
She doesn't talk game with anybody.
No.
Like, she randomly just started going to Chuck and like, you gotta protect me, and you know, it was just like you know, why like I get it, you know. So you know, it's just like I don't know what to say. That has been said. I just don't think Lala's playing a good game at all. Actually, it's very sad. She's got to get dropped to like top of D, in my opinion.
Low key, I know like she's maybe the least likely to leave this week, but I would actually put her at bottom of D because Jason is playing the game and Mallory's like, hey, sort of has friends. Like, correct. I would actually put her at the bottom. Like, she's literally not even playing.
No.
Yeah, I'm with it.
That's what I was saying. Like, I feel like I only had Jason on D because I'm like, Jason is for sure going if he's there. But I'm in.
Okay. All right. Kate, how do you feel about Chuck and the guy with a bunch of sisters?
I mean, for a guy with a bunch of sisters, he really does not know how to have a conversation with a woman in this house. I mean, like, bro, what are we doing? I don't even understand why that was his whole like thing coming into the house of like, I grew up with women, so I want to work with the women. Are the women in the room with us, Chuck, that you're working with? Like, are they in the room with us? Because the only one you're talking to is Haley. Like, I just don't understand. I don't know. This guy's a weirdo. I don't understand the ass wiping story from the tea party yesterday. I'm still trying to figure out that whole situation. His toenail, were you guys forced to unfortunately watch the zoom in of them clipping his pinky toenail that he hasn't cut in over a year?
No.
It was like literally 2 inches long. I don't even give a shit about how this guy's playing the game. I want him to get out of the house because I can't even, like, instant feed killer. I can't even listen to him. Totally weird. Like, I just I can't take him.
Where
Also,
do they
like,
find
does he
these
know what's
people?
going on? Literally,
No.
where do they find these people? Where do they find these people? I don't know. Can't even say much about his game because I can't stand to watch him. Like, instant mute. Him, Kamu, Haley, instant mutes for me.
I have nothing to say. Can I abstain?
I keeping Chuck right there, man. I don't think Chuck is in any danger,
No.
but I feel like if the other side wins, they would take a shot at Kamu, Haley, and Chuck before D'Angelo and Rick. So
I
Please
agree.
let it happen. Please let
I
it
would
happen.
I
can
prefer
easily
them gone.
Me too.
So I would keep him right there. And I mean, the feeling's mutual with Haley or Thog, whatever she's called now. I just don't see what I felt about her game in week 1 has not changed at all. Like, you know how like usually some players like up, down,
Yeah.
down, up. Like it's just been a straight line.
Same line.
And it's crazy because it's like they're not necessarily playing bad, right? Like give the opportunity, you know. Let's say D or Rick or Angela mess up or Angela pisses somebody off, that could piss them off enough to make a move against them. But I don't think it really benefits them as of right now to go against the tool shed. And I don't see why they would. You know what I'm saying? I don't see why they would want to work with anyone that's not tool shed because all the numbers they need is right there. And I mean, that's it. I just don't, you know, they're not playing great. They're not playing terrible. They're just mid. You know what I'm saying? They're very unlikable, but they're mid. Both of these guys, Chuck and Haley, are mid for me. So that's why I would keep them at top of C right now.
Yeah, exactly what Moses said in the chat is exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
This is in my brain today, but like she is so Christmas coded. I like, she just sucks. Dog sucks. She's nasty. She's just sucks. I hate the red corner, you guys. I hate them.
No.
And they're bringing down the icons to me. Like they're just like bringing down their stock and I'm rooting against them specifically because they chose to work with these like Charlie Kirk MAGAs losers.
Oh,
I don't know about Chuck. But the other two, I just like, I can't. They make my skin crawl. All three of them.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
I'm keeping them right there. I actually will do one thing. I'm gonna put Chuck over Haley because I think people don't like Haley. So there's some movement for you guys out there.
I do think though, if they were on the block next to each other, Haley would stay because of D and Angela.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they would vote to
now.
keep her over Chuck
All right.
probably if they ended up on the block together.
Hey, there you go. All right, let's move to the HOH. Chanelle, how do you feel about the HOH? Kamu.
Well, comp beast, obviously, but well, just he only won one comp or whatever. But I think he was fine until he opened his mouth this week at the tea party. Like, I think he was fine if he just like, you know, little comment here, little comment there, and then he had to do this whole thing. Because he wasn't annoying me just yet. He's charismatic a little bit, you know, enough to like get people to listen to him. But then he just did this, and I'm just like, I feel like that may take his stock down a little bit. Like maybe people will start being like, if he's gonna go attacking people like this, like maybe we shouldn't work with him. I don't think that's my sensible thinking, but I don't think that's going to happen because they're so powerful at this point. They're just going to kind of like hold on to that. But maybe at the same time, if they're like, well, we got to let go of one person, maybe they let go of the Kamu because he's, you know, just a terrible person in general. But he's staying alive, obviously. He's a HOH. He's in a good alliance. I don't know how it's going to go next week, but if we're basing it on this week, I think he's just fine.
I think Kamu's going to be here for a while. Some player comparisons. Ready? I love doing this. He reminds me of Memphis Garrett.
Ugh.
He reminds me of Beast Mode Cowboy. I think he's just like this guy. If you remove Haley and Chuck from Kamu, this is the perfect person to make an alliance with. I'm being so honest, and I'm looking especially at players like Rick Devins and Drew. They need to make this guy their number one because number one, Kamu is not winning this season. I'm gonna be so honest. He's not winning this season.
No.
Number two, Kamu can win a competition, and his social game is terrible. And number three, he is an extremely loyal player. So if you guys get his legs out of here, he is like literally the perfect person to work with. And like out of the entire cast, this is the guy I will want to work with because he's so unlikable and he's so loyal. I'm so honest. Like this is the best alliance option for quite literally anyone in this house. I see the vision of people wanting to work with the Red Corner because they're just so unlikable.
Yeah.
Yet they're so loyal. Like
That's
they're not turning on
right.
you. So I get it.
Ew, I hate that you're
I
right.
hate them, but I get it. Like they will. Like I just see it, and that's why. And I can't wait to get to Drew because I know he's not in the best position. But like I see Drew's mind a little bit, and like he made. I don't know how real it is, obviously, but like a final two of Kamu. I think Kamu actually like. Sort of like it's kind of he's entertaining it a little bit. That's just me. I see something. I see a little bit of a makeup here. I'm just being honest. I can see Kamu being here for a while. That doesn't mean that I'm putting him in A or anything. He's not playing a great game at all, actually. And
no,
I think he's an easy person to take a shot at. He's but I'm keeping him in B. I can see the makeup for him. He's gonna be here for a while. The only person that would take a shot at this guy is like Jason. And if Jason does it, I feel like that's the time everyone's going to vote him out. But they're like, I'm honoring the HO. I don't see anyone else doing it. I'm being so real. I think Kamu's going to be here for quite some time. And that's just how I'm feeling.
I unfortunately think you're right. I think the Tea Party blow up, for all intents and purposes, should have been bad for its game. But this cast is brain dead. And, I think maybe behind the scenes, like there could be some questions about how he's playing, but like, Dee and Angela or Dee and Devin specifically, like, were like, he looks so stupid. They were like making fun of the way he was sitting there. Also, I would love to just like bully him for being so scared to confront someone after he practiced all day. Like, what a fucking loser. But either way, he is, unfortunately, Isaiah, exactly like you said, so loyal. Like there was a conversation I heard earlier today where it was him and Chuck, I think, in the hammock or like at the hammock talking game. And they were talking about Mallory and they were like, we really like Mallory. We would like to keep her, but she's coming for the icons. And like, that's our alliance and we have to keep our alliance safe. Meanwhile, like Devins and Dee want to find someone and Drew and Barrett would love for someone to take the shot at Kamu so they don't have to do it. But he's like so locked in with them. There was another conversation with him and Devins in the HOH today where he was saying, what do you think about Drew? Like, that's my guy, but people are questioning him. And he's blindly loyal. He makes the alliance and then he sticks to the alliance because he's blindly loyal to them. So it would be smart for them to keep him. And he's also a threat in front of them, I think. The Red Corner, like the three of them or so, the icons too, but the Red Corner specifically rub people the wrong way. People actually enjoy the icons and enjoy being around them. I don't really see a lot of people, specifically Chuck and Haley, like liking them. So those are an easy three to put up on the block together. And I don't think in any combination of that, Kamu is the one that goes home. So I unfortunately think he's playing a B. Although I do think he is playing a bad game. I think he's just an idiot. And I think he just needs to stop talking.
Listen, Memphis got second place, zero votes because of how he treated people.
Would love to see it.
I get it.
Would love to see it.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? So I can see it from. But again, I can also see him getting sniped if he keeps opening his mouth. Like all he has to do is just shut up. I'm being honest.
That's what I'm saying. He just needs to shut his mouth. That's all. Yeah. No, you're right though. But I'm just saying he needs to shut his mouth because he's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Everybody is clocking him though for his toxicity. Like Drew and Barrett yesterday talking about him being like saying like, oh, you know, when we put on a dress, he's going to make us a replacement nom. There was a moment in the hot tub yesterday where Drew was like, well, I see women as equals. Maybe you don't. But I was like, yes, get him, Drew. Get him, Drew. And then, you know, obviously Jason going around calling him queen all day. Like,
I would love to work with Kamu if I was a big brother, because I would make fun of him the entire time and work with him. Like, bro, like I'm telling you, this is like, everybody should be wanting to work with this guy. I'm being so real. Like, I don't know why they aren't, but there you go. All right, let's get to Barrett, who, it's weird. I think Barrett, awkwardly enough, is in like the craziest position of like he has almost all the information in the house. Almost. Because obviously that position still goes to like D and Rick because of the Diamond Power veto. But in terms of like alliances, like I think Barrett has maybe the most opportunity to do whatever he wants, because like he's furniture. I agree, Moses but that's
today.
I don't think like that's bad for him right now. No one's thinking about Barrett. Nobody's talking about eliminating Barrett. Barrett can come out of nowhere and pull some Steve Moses crap later on in the season. If he wants to hop alliances, he has enough plausible deniability to do it. He obviously has been voicing very often that he wants to go against the icons. I'm just waiting for him to, I don't think he wants to be the one to do it. And I don't actually think he's wrong. I think that's fine. I think it's good that Barrett is furniture. I think he should be furniture these first few weeks, because why make it like a target on yourself with all this chaos going on? They're all pointing the guns at each other and Barrett's just sitting there watching. You know what I'm saying? The problem with Barrett, I don't think anyone has Barrett's back like Barrett thinks he has, like Drew, for example. Like I don't think anybody looks at Barrett as like, that's my closest ally, you know? And it's going to take him to not only be patient, but he has to wait till like that jury phase, in my opinion, to find these outliers. Like, remember when Andy took Gina Marie and Spencer Clausen and Judd, these complete nobodies in the game at the time, and then just made like the exterminator, you know, like you need that random moment where you can just like scoop in and just steal the game. Steve did the same exact thing. He was furniture. He stayed in a room the entire season. Out of nowhere, this guy comes in and joins Vanessa's alliance and completely steal the season. Like, Barrett needs to just be patient. I know everyone's hating on Barrett's game. I've seen a lot of it on Twitter and Blue Sky and obviously this podcast. I can see what he's doing, and it's not like he's not voicing this to us on the show. He's like, I want to go against these guys. I just don't want to be the one to do it. I don't think he's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So his game is boring, but I think it's efficient. And the only sucky part is that it's reliant on other people's competence. So, you know, we're going to have to see what happens with him. But I don't hate his game, personally.
I think his stock has dropped a little bit for me this week, only because I think everybody realizes that he knows that he's at the bottom. He feels like he's on the bottom. He's sort of making it obvious that he feels like he's at the bottom. And I think the fact that he's so close with Drew, the distrust of Drew is rubbing off on Barrett. And I don't think anybody, to your point, like is going to have his back 100%. I think him and Drew are probably the closest allies in, you know, other than the icons and the three of them together. But I think, you know, Drew's not putting his game on the line to save Barrett. He'll try and keep him safe, but I don't think he would do anything to sacrifice himself. Obviously, nobody really would, but like, you know, he wouldn't go so far out where he would risk his game. And I think Barrett probably overthinks a lot, I would imagine. You know, we get cam talks from him. I haven't seen his POV like recently. I haven't been as glued to the feeds, but I don't know. I just think he is a very easy person to like chop from that alliance, because he's already made it clear that he's on the bottom because they woke him up in the middle of the night and brought him up to the room. You know, like, yeah, sure, but you're in the crossovers and that is the real alliance. That should be the real alliance. The red corner is like the shields that you're just using for numbers. So you shouldn't feel like you're on the bottom, and you shouldn't make everyone think you feel like you're on the bottom. Because if you do that, they're just going to say like, well, if we have to get rid of one, we can't keep all 8 of us safe. Like, let's just get rid of Barrett. Like, what are we going to do? He's not really giving us much anyway. So I worry about him a little bit. I would love to see him solidify something maybe on the side with the girls. I mean, Lyric is the problem, where I don't think she's someone you can really trust to work with like that. But like Melody, maybe Mallory, I don't know. I know they have like, are they the 4 seasons, the 4 of them? That's not even like real. Everybody knows about it. I don't know. I worry about Barrett. I feel like we get these super fans on the show sometimes, and everybody has such high hopes. And not to shade everybody's favorites on the internet, but like Quinn gave us nothing. You all know how I felt about Quinn. Corey gave us nothing. You know how I feel about Corey. Like I think everybody builds it up in their head when they get in the show, and then like they sort of flop a little bit. And I'm worried that Barrett is like leaning toward the flop world than like the wake up and do well world.
Yeah,
that was something I thought about. Actually, I actually wrote her name down. Survivor reference. I was like, Barrett could either be like Steve, or he could be like a Laurel from Wendell and Dom season, where Laurel kept saying, I need to take a shot. I need to take a shot. I need to take a shot. Never does it.
No shot.
So that was the other thing. I totally forgot about that. But go ahead, Chanelle.
Yeah, just not much to say about that. I think Katie said most of it, but I feel like the difference between Barrett and Drew is like Drew is just like actually like playing, like actually like making allegiances. He's like likable, you know, people want to work with him and whatever. And then Barrett's just like mopey.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just like get out of your head and just start chatting with the other side. Like you don't need to be 100% low, and you keep talking about how you're in the bottom of it, so like work your way out of it, like, you know,
right?
So,
why are you being the victim of it?
Yeah,
do something.
I think he's smarter than that. I think he's just like, again, I feel like there's people who come in who are Big Brother fans who have all these expectations on how their game goes, and then when it doesn't go that way, they just become like mopey and like give up too early. Like, just you got to keep playing, you got to keep going.
I like what Mary said in the chat. Barrett's still just watching feeds, but in a premium way.
Yeah.
Exactly. That is exactly what it feels like. That's exactly what it feels like.
Man, good one.
Are we keeping Barrett there, or was there any movement?
I would put him in C.
Let's do high C.
Yeah, I would put him at the top of C, personally.
I am outvoted. There you go. All right. We'll see if he changes that. Let's get to the A tier. Katie, you are the cheerleader.
I'm not anymore.
Oh, you're off. Done. You're off the train.
I'm in recovery. I'm in recovery as an Angela stan.
Welcome
now.
To reality.
I need the red corner out of the house for me to fully be able to root for Angela again. I can't do it. The Karen energy is getting to me.
Welcome to the good side, bro.
Changed my blue sky banner and everything. It was up there since last season. Now it's gone.
Wow.
I can't be associated.
What's wrong with Angela? What's wrong with Angela? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good pull. I don't know. I mean, I think she is still playing a very good game. I think she should stay in A. I think she still has D and Devin's 100%. Even Devin said earlier today, or in a clip I saw today, maybe I don't know when he said it, that if it came down to it, he would use a diamond power veto on Angela if he needed to. Like, they are three stuck together. Obviously, Devin's and D are probably closer than Angela and any of the other ones, but like, her relationship with Haley, I think, is probably going to keep her safe for a while. Even though people don't like Haley, I do think like Haley seems strong. She has protection. She's making good relationships with Lala, with Mallory. So if either one of them stay, she's in a good position. Like, she's really insulated herself. I just saw, I'm scrolling by, and I guess like Melody was also talking about how she like high key fucks with Angela now. So like, people are not coming for Angela. Angela is able to say whatever she wants to say, and then everyone's like, oh, that's just Angela, and like no one's annoyed about it like they were in her original season, and they're not using that as like fodder to get her out. I just feel like I don't know, she annoyed me in that conversation yesterday, the tea party. I think she's just, I don't know, she's killing me. I'm seeing the vision that you guys all were seeing. Like, it's too much.
There's no vision. This is just how Angela has always been, and you're just finally the shaders are coming off, you know. And you're starting to see the Karen-ness, because I'm just
I am.
You know, I'm just not a fan. And it doesn't have anything to do with the tea part. I've been off Angela since her first season.
I know.
So there you go. I don't, you know, that's no shade. I don't hate Angela. You know what I'm saying?
The old school Big Brother energy of calling people out in the house, like that.
Yeah, that's
I loved it. But now, you know, I'm done with it. I think I'm over it.
I'm kind of over it.
It's getting old.
And then you got, it doesn't make it any better when you got off television alumni and Chat BCC or whatever it's called. And I'm just like, bro, I'm over it.
Can Big Brother 21 go to sleep?
It's not even just 21. It's all of them. The fact that all right, look real quick. So first of all, y'all want to crash out. Jason's calling out Angela, blah, blah, blah. Let's get Jason out of here. Now everybody's changed their tune. Now they're all pro Jason because they don't like Hamo. And then all these people who have been talking have either sheeped the major alliances during their original season or done something equally as problematic. And I'm not going to be messy and call people's names. Listen, those days are far behind me.
Tommy. I will.
Those days are far behind me. Yes. But I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't even been like hitting alum. Like I'm not even going to get into all that. Anyway, Angela, you've always brought Bessie Zay back. Angela, I think she's here till jury, but I don't know what her trajectory is. I'm gonna be so honest, she's such a question mark because she could somehow find her way to a win. She could also just catch a stray. She could be pre-jury. She could be like, I don't know. Like usually I have like a trajectory for everybody that's in this cast. I'm like, I can see. I genuinely don't know what to make of Angela's game because she's so random. You know, like Rachel was random. You know, like it could work out. Like I don't know. It's been a while since a player has just confused me. But I am genuinely confused on what to make out of her game. Because let's say Devins gets sniped, then that means that's automatically turns to D's number one. Vice versa the other way around. Like Angela is like always going to be third, like the third man in the seat, regardless of what alliance she's in. But like the right person gets out the game, like she easily takes that spot and can be in the sitting in the final two. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of Angela at all. Actually, I'm kind of confused, and I don't know what to do with her.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with Angela either. I think she's fine. I think she's going to be fine for a while because
like, is she still A tier?
I think she's still A tier. I think she's A. I think she could. I almost wanted to say I think she could win. I think she'll be like in the.
I don't know.
There's a world where it's possible.
There's a world depending on if she takes someone from the other side to the end. I think she could beat them out. Like I don't know. Like it's a very big. I don't know with her. Like I don't know what direction she's going to go in, but honestly, I don't even think she'll make it to the end because I think she's going to start losing her mind at least halfway through. And then it's just,
I think she's already lost her mind, to be honest.
Exactly. That's why I'm giving halfway through before people start getting annoyed. So like, you know, I don't know
what to make of her game at all. I don't know if she's playing good or bad. Like it's really weird.
She's chilling right now, like because she doesn't need to fight for anything at this point. She's not in danger,
like
and she might not be in danger at all.
I don't even think Jason would like target Angela.
I don't think
so.
That's why I'm saying I'm confused. Like I don't know what to say. I don't know.
I don't think anyone on this cast is coming for Angela at this point,
which
is such a pivot from Big Brother 26. Like everybody wanted her out. She's at the top of the food chain right now. I feel like alongside Dee and Devins, her game is totally unpredictable, and we've never seen her play from the top. So I don't really, but I see her here for a really long time.
Is it bad to put her at the top of the list?
No, because I think they'll go for Devins or Dee before they go for her.
I would actually put her at the top, which is crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I would too, and I think she also has done a better job of making relationships with other people in the house, like Mallory, who like nobody cares about. She does talk to Taylor. She talks to Lala. Like she's becoming friendly with everybody. And I don't know, like, I also think, Bankit in the chat says like her animosity with Drew is her biggest hiccup. And we'll talk about it with Drew, but like Angela's in the power position in this scenario between her and Drew, which is scary. So I would put her at the top.
I hate this world, bro. The fact that I gotta put Angela at the top of any list I'm in charge of is but I don't like the fact that there's so much uncertainty is like I'm willing to gamble in that. But listen,
if she gets to the end and sits next to Fog, she's winning.
Yeah.
If she gets in one more fight and comes out unscathed again, I might be convinced. I ain't gonna hold you. But
it's weird, like she is acting out like crazy and no one cares.
Yeah,
they all think it's funny,
or
they're just
like, it's hilarious.
Rachel Riley did the same thing on the vet season that she came back and she fought with everyone and their mom. And there was some production interference, but there's some production interference in this season too. So it's just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And she found her way to win, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, is Angela really like an investor? I don't know. We're going to have to say
she might be.
She might be. Let's get to Rick. Chanelle, how you feel about Rick Devens?
I think Rick's playing a great game. I think he has, you know, he had a pretty good HOH when as planned. I don't think, minus like maybe Jason, but now maybe Jason's doesn't have him on his radar because of the whole Camus thing. I think he's doing good. I think he's in a good spot like Angela and Dee. I really vibe with his personality, honestly. And I think that's why he's like he's also a Survivor player, but I think his personality is great. I think that's why he's just doing well with people in the house. Like no one's angry with him. I think maybe they're not super seeing him as a threat because they like him. They're just effing with him, but maybe they do just a little bit because he's a Survivor and, you know, a player that they brought in, but like at the same time, it's like, oh, we have to get him. Oh, but he's so nice and he loves his kids. So like, you know, I can't. This is
weird for me. I actually like Rick, right?
That's what I say. I like him.
I'm confused. I'm not confused. This is weird for me because I'm so used to watching Rick Devens play from the bottom both times, and he's playing from the top, right? And I actually don't think he's playing the best game he could right now because he's just being extremely messy, especially last week. He was just being messy. I don't think he's making connections outside of the ones he already has. But the reason why I'm okay keeping him here is because production gave him that damn diamond power. I'm gonna be so honest, because I'm not gonna lie, there was actually a good shot that like he could possibly be in some danger one of these days before jury. I'm gonna be so honest, he could have been sniped before jury. I don't see Rick going anywhere anytime soon, and the moment he is tested and he uses that diamond power veto, with this cast being as quiet as it already is, there won't be a single instance for the rest of the season where anyone tests this guy. I'm gonna be so real. He's already called people out during his HOH reign. He's already shown that he's down the back door people like Rome. And then with the day he uses that diamond power veto, nobody's going to take a shot at him for the rest of the season. I'm gonna be so honest. So Rick is he's going to be here for a while, and it's new because I'm so used to Rick being the guy at the bottom who's scrambling for idols, desperately making alliances with people who he had beef with, making a bunch of fake promises and then going back. He doesn't have to do that this time. He's in the main core of a plethora of alliances. He doesn't really need to make a bunch of connections with other people because the alliance is doing it for him and then running the information back to him. You know, production basically made this guy untouchable. I can't say anything bad about him right now, and I don't know when he's going to go home. Dee, if she wanted to take a shot at him, is probably the only person capable of taking a shot at him because she's the only one that knows about the diamond power veto. But since she seems to be locked in with this guy, and I don't see her cutting this guy anytime soon, he's going to be here for a while. So I would actually raise him above Drew, but this is strictly because of that veto. I'm gonna be so real. That veto just echeloned him into heights you can't even imagine. So yeah,
I agree with you. Not really much else to say. I think the fact that he and Dee have each other and they know each other and they have pre-existing relationships is like the best gift that you could bring people, because like they, regardless of what happens at the end, right now they know they can trust each other 100%, and they have like unfiltered relationship where it's like they know each other outside of the game, so they can talk differently than they would to people they just met in the game and built new relationships with. And the fact that they have each other plus the power plus whatever power Dee is going to win, because we know she's going to win one. I don't know, how long is the diamond power veto good for? Till jury?
forget. I can check on that when you're talking.
It's
don't
six.
remember.
It's six.
6
Veto
weeks?
ceremonies. Six
That
veto
is a
ceremonies.
really long time.
Yeah.
6 veto
Yeah.
ceremonies is a really long time
Yeah.
for that power to be good. Like that takes him to jury, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so.
He's
yeah,
here for a
so-
while. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm going to give him credit for that has nothing to do with production, I think that if he carries this momentum on into jury, has probably the best jury management out of the three of them, because he's been very clear that all his moves are game, and he's been very nice to people, even though he's sending people out on their way. Like Angela's kind of being wild or whatever. Dee's not really talking to many people outside of her friends. Rick is at least being like, this is purely game. I have nothing against you. I like it. And people seem to be cool with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give him that credit. I think he's actually going to be really good when it comes to jury management.
Me too.
Mhm.
But yeah. I'll put him over Drew personally. But maybe even D, but we'll get to her in a second. Let's talk about Drew, Katie. How do you feel about Drew?
I love Drew. I'm rooting for Drew. I saw the vision when we were drafting and everybody was like, what? This guy? And I was like, no, I see it in that 1 second clip of him saying he thought Josh was the right winner of Big Brother 19. I was like, you know what? This guy knows the game. He's playing the game. He thinks about the game. And I feel like he is playing the best game in the for a new player without advantages, playing the best game in the house, getting information from everybody, using it to his advantage. He's such a rat, but I love it. He's smart. He's really thinking through moves. My concern for Drew is that people are catching on to him and they are not trusting him. It started with Angela and Dee, and I think they pulled Devins in a little bit. And I did see somewhere that he gave Drew like a little bit of like a heads up of like, hey, maybe this playing in the middle is like going to come back and bite you a little bit. But they're watching his every move, which is a problem. I think it's a problem that Kamu brought up to Devin saying like, what's your read on Drew? I trust him, but seems like a lot of people don't. I don't like that there's the heat on him. And I think he needs to separate from Melody a little bit because they are together all the time on the feeds. All the time they're together.
Mhm.
And that is causing the people in the crossroads specifically not to trust him. And I need him to just like wake it up a little bit and go back with the vets and like do more, or the icons or whatever they're called, do more work there. Because I just worry that they're going to just get tired of it and just give him the boot. So yeah, I don't know. I love Drew. I think he's the best new player in the house for sure. And if he came in and didn't have, if everybody came in and didn't have like the advantages that the icons have and all that stuff, like he could potentially be the best player in the game. It's just hard to really measure him against like the preformed relationships and the powers that these icons have.
Yeah, I really think that Diamond Power Veto is doing such a disservice, because I was watching the episode and I think I texted this to you guys. I've never said this like ever. I was like, this guy isn't playing like Dan, but he really reminds me of Dan, which is weird. I'm talking
A lot
like
of people have said
BB10
that.
Dan.
Yeah, a lot of
And
people have said that.
I didn't know that. And then I looked on Twitter and Janelle said the same shit. And she's played with Dan
Mhm.
like in multiple games. I was like, oh shit. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I was like, the mannerisms, and then
He
like
dresses
the way
like Dan.
he's talking,
Mhm.
he
Yeah.
dresses like him. And then like even when like I was watching him like flirt with Mallory, I like, it was playful banter, but like he's very like trolly and people like him. And I was just like, huh, that's something, and him making the final twos with Kamu and Barrett and Mallory and then Rick, and I'm just like, I see it. And I'm gonna be so real, I don't think it actually hurts that people don't trust him. Because I think if too many people trust this guy, it would actually make him a bigger threat. Dan was not trusted at all in Big
Mhm.
Brother 10. If you remember, he was actually at the bottom of the house with and his closest allies were Ollie, who turned on him, and I forget what the other guy's name is that went out first. But Dan got out the mud, and then he waited and he was patient. And I said the same thing about Barrett. I'm not calling Barrett or Drew Dan, by the way, but I just want to preface, these two are still in the majority of the lines. I mean, the majority of the lines. They might be at the bottom of it, but they're still in the majority of the lines, which is a really good place to be, because one, they're not going to be targeted first by any side of the house. and they have the freedom to make alliances and have conversations with quite literally every single person in the house. And I think that if Barrett and Drew are patient enough and wait for the right time to strike, they can make some noise. But Drew specifically, I'm very impressed with. So like, I know people don't like the Mallory thing and all that. I actually don't mind it. And I think it's good to not be trusted by everyone, because then you're going to sit around and then be the biggest star in the house. And then people are going to want to look at you the first week of jury and be like, we need to get this guy out, you know? So I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? I can see Drew randomly walking up to Yash and be like, let's go do something. Like I have a lot of faith in this guy, and I'm gonna wait and be patient. I'm putting a lot of stock into Drew right now. So he's at the bottom of A, but I have him as like the most potential out of everyone in this house, including Rick with his powers. I think he's more equipped with his connections to really do some damage in the second half of this game, but we'll see how it is.
I agree. That's my feeling too. If like they can get a couple HOHs under their belt, like Drew's gonna, I think, float right over and, you know, potentially do really well, because they definitely don't have a lot of game sense, but he does. Yeah. And I think he could do a lot of damage to, you know, the red corner or the vets, you know. So
yeah,
I agree. I think he's strategic, like he knows what he's doing. But yeah, and I don't mind the melody thing either. I think it's just like hopefully they just see it as like kind of a flirt thing, and you know, put it aside.
And I see what you said there. I hope that he doesn't drop the ball. I've studied Dan's game a lot, and I've never compared anyone to Dan, like, ever. And like, I see it, like, it's weird. I'm like, I can see it, and I've never felt that way about a player. And I'm like, this guy could, like, if these three in front of him weren't in this game, he would be such a great freaking player. Because I even compared him to Tyler Crispin, actually, when the season started, but I see Dan way more now. And like, I think Drew has it, but especially if D gets the opportunity to win a power next week, and let's say she gets another OP power, like, the house is cooked. I'm gonna be so real, because we all know, unless Jason stays in the house, D is going to win the fan vote next week, and she's probably going to get a power. And that next to the Diamond Power veto is going to be terrible. I'm going to be so honest with you. The season will be over by then. But I see it, and I hope he proves me right. Like, I like Drew a lot, actually. So yeah.
The only thing that worries me about Drew is Angela and her paranoia, and D feeding into it, because if they do decide to turn and take a shot and really just like lock it in with Haley and Kamu, I hope not, and I don't know that they would even have the votes to get him out.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it is
up there, but like that creates a very difficult path for him moving forward if like he just completely gets chopped from that alliance. But what I will say is I don't know what site is doing the tracking for the voting of the powers, and he's like basically tied with D. If that site is right, I don't remember what it is. I'm seeing it floating around. But even if D wins this week, the power's up for grabs the next week, and Drew is definitely going to be the next person to get it. So Drew also likely will have a power coming into maybe not next week, but the week following. And depending on what that power is, that could also really set him up. Did anybody watch Unlocked? Do we know what the powers are that are available?
I did not watch it. I did see some of them when the screens were like flashing and stuff, but some of them are not as powerful. Like Rick,
one is like a slot pass, right?
One. That's what I'm saying. Like, Rick got the most powerful one. We can. You don't have to worry about that. But I mean, if D gets the coin toss thing for the HOH that Claire had, and maybe 23, that could be a problem. But you know, I personally don't think adversity is bad. Actually, for a play like Drew, I actually think it's good. If he goes on the block and survives, I think that would be beautiful. I'm gonna be so real. Like, I think adversity is it's only going to make him a stronger player. And I really want to kill this notion of people thinking that, like, oh, if you're not getting targeted, you're playing good. Like, look at Yash. I'm gonna be so real with you. Like, I think Drew I think he'll be just fine. Even if they wanted to do something against him, I don't think they can. So we'll see how that goes.
I love Drew.
Yeah, I do too. D. I mean, look, I understand D is doing D. I think she has connections. I think that she had such a strong outing at the beginning of the season, and the the work that she put in with the alliance crafting the first week, it's putting her in a great position to sit back and not do anything. And she hasn't had to do much, I feel like, to be honest with you. And there's nothing wrong with that. She hasn't raised or dropped in my book because she's just in such a dominant position. She did all the work already, and now it's everyone else that's just going to do her bidding. Like it's not like Dee's even like sitting back telling people what to do. They just trust her. And I mean, that's the perfect place you want to be in, to be honest with you. There's nothing else she has to do. She just has to like mind her business and wait till Jerry. I'm gonna be so real. She's not going anywhere. She knows everything in the house right now because everyone tells someone and they always run it back to her, specifically like Rick or whatever. You know, like Dee will be here for a while. I don't know what else to say about her, but like she's literally just has to sit there and sleep. I'm gonna be so real. Like she doesn't have to do anything else.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't really have a lot to say because she's been gaming with the Alliance, which hasn't been like making moves.
Yeah.
But that she doesn't need to. I think she's in a very good spot. Yeah. No one's, I mean, Mallory would come for her and whoever else might put up the icons, but like Rick is more of a threat than her because he's actually made moves. Plus, like the Diamond Power Veto's got keeping her totally safe. Like Rick is going to use it on her if he needs to or himself. He told her about it. He did not tell Angela about it. So like that, even just her knowing about it puts her in an advantage. I would leave her right where she is.
Yeah, she's chilling. She's chilling. Sure. Like no one's talking about her. Rick's got the Diamond Power Veto and could use it on her potentially, depending on how, where they get. And he doesn't need to use it on himself. Like, and he would. I think he would use it on her too. Like, I don't think he's one for like hiding that they're together, I'm
gonna be so real. Outside of the 4 people that are in A tier, the only people who I could see possibly having some kind of path to the end is Taylor, Barrett, and Kamu. I think everyone else is just a waste of space. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't see a story for anyone else winning the season.
Which is disappointing. I mean, like, even there's like not these people are on the block, and like, has Lala even talked games since she got put up to like campaign and try and help herself? Like, have any of these people actually tried to play the game? Lyric has played a little bit, but like, other than that, I don't know.
Taylor, Barrett, Kamu, and then the people at A tier. I don't see it for anyone else. I'm gonna be so real.
The game is gonna wake up when we're down to the 8. If they make it that far.
Damn, is Dia S tier?
I don't know.
She doesn't have to do anything. Like, nah. Not yet.
We're not there yet.
I think it's too early.
Yeah, I've seen like crazy like structures early in the game. I've never seen it like this. Like, this is just like, and again, production just like upped it to another level, but like, it's going to be like borderline impossible to do anything against the top 3. Like, it just crazy.
Feels like Cody's Alliance and Big Brother 22. It was
I think
set
this is
from
worse.
The very beginning, at the beginning, and like nobody could come for them. Like, even if they wanted to, like Janelle wanted to get in or come for them at the beginning, she couldn't. Kaysar wanted, like, they just can't. They're going to win all the comps and they're going to make all the decisions. Plus, they have powers. It's like, I don't know.
I mean, the difference is that Tyler actually was like actively doing stuff. Right. I don't think even if like someone like Barrett or Drew wanted to do something, they can't because there's a nice shiny veto waiting for them if somebody does something funny. Like, this is insane. And I can't believe Big Brother brought that crap back. Like, Big Brother is wild. The fact that you guys gave them they're the only 3 people who can win HOH. They're going to dominate the fan voting the first few weeks. It's actually insane that they decide to do this. And this honestly isn't like a terrible cast at all, actually. I still like this cast. And I think they all have entertainment value if like things were happening. But since Angela, Dee, and Rick are here, they are actively like they have the game in such a like a lock that like nothing can happen. And it's crazy. So anyway, sorry. I know I've been yapping a lot this podcast, but I actually
it's a podcast.
How dare you talk on a podcast?
Yeah.
Listen, if Janelle was here, she will be praising these 3 as she should. So I know
they're playing great games.
They're doing great. They're doing excellent.
I think if they even wanted to play a bad game, like arguably,
they can't.
put it out there last week and did a crazy move, and he's totally fine. And it's a
He
mix
got
of the
rewarded.
powers and all that other stuff, but like also the people in the house just like they're not active. I'm actually like out on this cast. I just don't think we have any game players other than Drew.
Yeah.
Even Barrett, like wake it up.
Mhm.
Cam talk is not game. That's not you playing, you're watching. So I don't know. That's the only disappointing thing for me. And they're getting rid of all the interesting people. Rome could have been opposition. Jason is a great entertainment, and you never really know what he's going to do. And he's like giving them something in the house to have to react to. Everybody else is just, I mean, truly just furniture.
Absolutely.
Mary, I'm gonna defend BB16 because that cast was playing. I know Derek was steamrolling the hell out that house, but that cast is playing, and there's a reason why 3 winners came from there. I'm gonna be real. And then 22 though, crap. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Crap.
Pure
Anyway,
garbage.
there you go. We finally have a new top and a new bottom. So Angela is now the queen of our tier list, and Lala is now the bottom. But we'll see how that changes when Janelle comes back next episode.
Real quick, I don't want to get myself excited, but I just took a look at Blue Sky, and it looks like Mallory and Melody are in the backyard talking about keeping Jason as a shield.
Ooh.
We'll see if they do it.
They're not going to do it, which is why I don't want to get my hopes up. But
just like
at least
last
they're
week,
thinking
we thought
about
Rome
it.
was going to. They were like they thought about Rome staying.
Yeah.
We'll see if someone grows some. But listen, there you go, guys. That's our podcast for today. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to us yap about Big Brother, and thank you guys for keeping the chat active. You guys are awesome, and we appreciate all the support and all that fun stuff. If you want to support us, you can obviously follow us on all of our socials, and if you're listening to this, rate it with 5 stars, 5 stars only. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe. Please like, and please comment. It helps our algorithm. Chanelle, thank you so much for joining us. Where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm just hanging out on Twitter and Blue Sky right now. Mostly tweeting about Big Brother things.
There you go. Katie, how about you?
Yeah, you can find me on Blue Sky at realsimkatie.bluesky.social. Also, just skeeting about Big Brother things. That's all I really talk about on there. So, yeah, come hang.
I've actually been semi-active on Blue Sky lately, so I'm trying.
It's active on that site. A lot of Big Brother fans.
There is. And lastly, you can find me at 8 Ball Bangers on everything. I've been talking a lot about Big Brother, but also basketball. So, yeah. Shout out to that. But anyway, thank you everybody for joining, and we will see you guys on Friday. Have a good one. Bye.